Welcome to Bohemia, where we shall make the kingdom come and deliver in Kingdom Come Deliverance. And welcome to Skalitz, where we play as Henry the blacksmith's son, who is a bit of a layabout as he spent all morning sleeping on his arse. Or on a bench. Once we're up, our mother gives out a bit and then we ignore her and go speak to our father.
At least you're up, that's a start.
Who then gives us a list of jobs to complete, as we need to gather everything to finish a sword for the town's lord, Sir Radzik. So I grab the sword's crossguard from the guards at the gate.
Magnificent.
Crossguard obtained, we speak to Kunesh, Gib stuff,
What do you want?
who owes our father money for a hammer and some nails,
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the
which he wouldn't give.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard.
Thankfully, Henry decided to be charismatic,
Wife ran off. Booze is dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel.
which didn't work, so violence was the only option. Victory in hand and old man on the floor, we take all of his shit and trade it for some charcoal. And with another mission down, I get sidetracked by Veshik,
from yesterday's great wound?
who brings me to practice some swordsmanship. Or at least he does after I pick some nettles. And run around with my people. Let's go, my people. Ramble through the grass. Yes. You wanted me to chain them, I ain't chaining shit. I'm just gonna keep slapping you. I level up my swordsmanship and get back to my actual mission. Except I don't, as when I enter the inn, the neighborhood German is talking shit.
Deutsch is spouting shit.
And then he scares a chicken. Henry and his friends don't take this kindly and decide to punish his talking of shit by throwing some on the walls of his house. But during the middle of our shit throwing shenanigans, we get caught by his son.
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
That then leads to violence and some fistfight friendly fire. We're on the same team. Why are you trying to kill me?
Paul is on his way.
Stop, we're on the same team. Fucking hell. Running away, it's time to get back on track with my mission.
God save you, Henry.
Which means getting some alcohol.
Got it.
So we go back to the inn and talk to Bianca, who Henry is very well acquainted with.
You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
Once the two are done flirting, it's time to head back to our father.
About time.
Look at that, lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
Who, if I'm being honest, is fairly upset about me throwing shit at a servant house.
So Deutsch spouts rubbish and war. You turn into a common thug.
Once he's done chewing me out, it's time to get to work on the sword. And once we're nearly done, Teresa arrives to pick up some nails, which I quickly give to her as I'd already stolen them out of the chest in the house.
Thanks.
Oi, Henry, eyes up, you prick. And once she's gone, Sir Radzik arrives as well, and tests out his new sword. He then lets Henry have a go, but he's pretty shit.
You still have a lot to learn.
And once he's gone, father and son argue once again. Or at least they do, until things go sideways and an army appears on the horizon, which then descends upon Skalitz. Henry's father tells him to run to the keep.
I'll go with you. No.
But sadly, Henry's ears are just as useful as his brain, as once he gets there, he immediately turns around and runs back towards the danger, where he stands and stares like a dozy little fish, as his father cuts his way through the cumins and is then cut down by a random bald German, after which his mother is penetrated. And once Henry gets his shit together, we make a run for it down the side of the castle, as we miss the gate and we're told to ride to Talmberg and warn them. So I steal a Cuman's horse and then save Teresa. I poke them with a horse. I get away, but as I flee, the Cumans are on my arse, and they decide to stick an arrow in my thigh, which I'm not very happy about. But thankfully, as I scream to the people I pass to run away, I level up my speech skills. Apparently I was very convincing. And when I arrive in Thallenberg, I'm saved by the local garrison, which fire some arrows and stop the Cumans in their tracks. And once I ride the horse inside, I flop off onto the ground, where I speak with Captain Rabard. He proceeds to pull out the arrow and slap me in the back. Afterwards we're brought to Sir Divish, who we talk about the attack to. So after listening to him speak, I'm brought to get some food and brought into the Lady of Thallenberg,
You're fortunate, our good lady Stephanie.
which, thanks to her, I get a proper bed.
Let him sleep in a lodge in the
But first I have to eat and gather some food. Duck, cheese, Eating and stealing of food complete, I then head to the bed and go to sleep. But I don't get to sleep very long because Henry attracts women like flies to shit, as I soon get a visit by Lady Stephanie.
But what brings you here at this hour?
She listens to Henry talk about the attack and then trauma dumps on him.
The castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
Later that night, Henry has a nightmare and is woken up again, except this time it's by Captain Robard.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
What happened is the survivors of Skalitz have arrived.
Lucifer and all his minions! Who else, Robert?
Sir Ansig, what a relief.
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses.
Henry tells
won't
Radzik
leave
that
their
he wants to
corpses
return and
rotting
bury
in the
his
street.
parents, which is immediately
Make
refused.
sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
After the survivors leave, I help keep watch until morning.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must
That
be your
is my
first
entire
watch, eh?
thing. And upon arrival of said morning, there is the arrival of Sigismund's army.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
But thankfully Sir Divish has a golden tongue, as when his words are relayed from the bald German to Sigismund, he is so happy that he gives us a little wave. With that sorted, it's time to go against Radzig's orders and escape Talmberg by jumping into the moat and running off into the woods. I succeed and eventually return to Skalitz, where I can immediately begin looting the dead. I then add to the dead by killing multiple bandits. Heading into the town, I find Bianca as dead as a doornail, and after Henry grieves a bit, I rob her corpse. Next I find my parents and Henry growls at them.
I remember his face. I'll find him.
Then while out searching for a spade, I find Zbigniew fighting a dog. He refuses to give me his spade, so I start swinging and he tries to run. I attempt to cut him down, but the game won't let me. Nonetheless, I dig a grave while the dog watches. And then going back to the bodies, Henry gets ambushed by Zbigniew and a bunch of bandits.
You need some help?
We fight, which goes badly for Henry. Fuck. I was doing well, okay? But thankfully before they can kill me, Theresa distracts them.
The games are over.
After which the knights arrive and cut them down. After this shitstorm is over, Henry falls asleep. He has a nightmare about the attack, and the first thing Henry sees when he wakes up is Theresa, who brought him to the Rathai Mill, owned by her uncle.
It's near midnight.
And after grabbing my shit, I go to thank her uncle. He's not very happy, so Peshek asks me to go and steal a ring for him.
You want me to dig up a corpse, take a ring from it, and give it to your friend in Kohelnitz? There's nothing sacred to you.
Money first, morals later.
Thankfully I know the executioner has it, so I use some of Henry's charm on him.
Are you implying I robbed the dead? I'll count to 3, and if you're still here, I'll smash your teeth in.
Ah, you started swinging immediately. Fuck. The fight was rough and it hurt a lot.
I'm over here.
Yeah, I can see you. You haven't... It's not like you disappeared. Oh, stop doing that. Jesus, he's good. But I eventually drop him and steal all of his shit. I then return to Peshek with the ring, who tells me to bring it to someone else. But I decide against it, as it's now time to move on with the main quest. So I run up to the gate and speak to the gate guard, and immediately fail a speech
My
check.
job to stop you. Now bugger off.
But it doesn't matter, as he lets me in anyways. Now that I'm in the town, I can go and see Sir Radzik, who is speaking to Sir Hans and Sir Hanush, and explain to him why I've lost his sword.
Sided with Sigismund realized just what Hungarian order looks like.
They talk about what happened, and then in walks Henry in all his bumbling might.
You've no business here. Clear off.
Wait, it's Henry. Henry, who disappeared after I clearly ordered him to remain at Talmberg. If he thinks he can get
Long
it back,
story
I
short,
won't turn
a
it
priest
down.
insults Henry,
My lord, he's a peasant. You can't make a squire of a
and
peasant.
Hanush insults the priest.
Why not? Someone made a priest of a pig.
And then Henry gets a job.
So, you'd like to enter my service?
And once I leave, I go and talk to a nearby beggar.
You could at least dress decently before showing your face in public.
Fucking hell.
Over you.
I was just gonna give you some fucking money or something, you fucking bitch. After these insults, I move on to train with Bernard, but I arrived too late in the day.
I should stop by during the day.
Damn it. So I go back and speak to Theresa and steal her dog. You're a good boy. Alright, let's go mud. And now, since I have nothing else to do for the day, I decide to actually go and deliver that ring.
Here it is.
Useless fucking ball.
Slightly angered that my work was for nothing, I go back to the miller's and go to sleep. The next day, I actually begin my training. Or at least I do, after running around with the locals in the grass. I do another combat tutorial until Sir Hans arrives.
Not the same as holding a hammer, is it, blacksmith?
Eventually he pisses off and it's back to the training. And with our training done, it's now on to even more training, except this time it's archery. I fire some arrows down the range while Sir Hans is walking about. This must have angered him as he soon challenges me to a competition, which Henry rapidly agrees to. Luckily I win, which angers him even more, and he challenges me to a sword fight.
At the arena?
Sir Hans, is this necessary?
Which again I agree to. I then proceed to beat his head in. Thankfully he's also a man of his word and he gives me his bow.
You can keep my bow. His best years are behind it anyway.
You better hope his lordship hasn't taken it badly.
Why are the only options I get is to be a prick? And with that done, it's on to talk to the bailiff,
That's just wonderful.
who informs me that I'll be working with Nightingale and then sends me off to the armory to get equipped. But before actually doing my task, I get a bit distracted as I run off to get a bit more training in with Bernard. It's supposed to be light training. It's supposed to be light training, I surrender. I then do some archery competitions, seeing some mixed results. Well, I've lost. With the distractions out of the way, it's time to patrol with Nightingale. And very quickly into said patrol, Henry has to quickly solve a dispute between the armourer and a beggar. Afterwards, our little Gale of the Night then gives out to another beggar. And with that done, he then directs his shouting to a nearby guard who is neglecting his duties and drinking in the tavern. He was so angry that we also ignored our duties and played some dice. I lost. After my defeat, I'm ordered to make sure the other tavern closes. Luckily, Henry is just as good as thinking as he is talking, as for some unknown reason he tries to kick a lord out of an inn in his own town. Which of course leads to violence. But Sir Hanish soon arrives and we're both in trouble.
What in the name of Christ is happening here? Tomorrow, you will go with me to a hearing.
I had planned to go hunting, but if you think listening to the pointless gripes of a bunch of old fools will benefit me, so be it.
Because of our stupidity, Henry now has to go with Sir Hans on a hunting trip.
Absolutely not.
You'll do as I've commanded.
So next morning I pick some flowers and continuously tell my dog that he's my boy till I level up my speech.
That's my boy. That's my boy. That's my boy.
By talking to a dog. After which, to prepare for the hunt, I head to the apothecary, which is closed and refuses to open. Thankfully I remember that I can get in through the back door and I'm ready to make some potions. Sadly I quickly realise that I cannot read and I don't even know any recipes. Slightly defeated, I train some more with Bernard and then head to go speak with Sir Hans. Heading off for the hunt, I have to follow along on foot as we move on to the arse end of nowhere. And upon arrival I immediately go to bed.
What are you waiting for? Your lord requires you for the hunt.
I'm then woken up by Hans and he challenges me to a competition to hunt rabbits.
Hunter needs help.
If that's the way you want it, peasant, we'll meet back here at noon.
So off we go. Actually, I've never seen him out here while I was doing this quest. Well, the hunt is complete, and I have now won.
Not bad, though. Quite good, actually.
So now it's time to go and hunt some boars. Hans fucks this up and tries to hunt it with a bow against Henry's protests.
Did you see that? Damn, I'm good.
After being shot, the boar reanimates and runs off, meaning we have to give chase.
After him, fetch! Mount up, Henry. Chase down that swine.
Mount up onto what? But Henry is much slower than a horse and I lose Sir Hans. So I bumble aimlessly through the woods for a bit. But once I eventually find him, he's been captured by some cumans. Whom I quickly cut down. Archery battle. This is how it was back in the day, just in case anyone's wondering. I missed. Dog, 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 dog. Jesus, dog, you were just set on getting me fucking killed. With the coast clear, I ignore Hans and begin to loot the camp. And once I'm done, it's time to actually free him, and the two joke around for a bit.
Bust made of you, my friend. But where have you been till now?
Oh, you know, I was picking berries, had a drink of wine, took a little nap. I'd say it looked more like they were about to take your maidenhood.
Crush your balls!
Joking done, I walk Hans back to Rathai where he can recover. Hanish thanks me and Radzig
thank
takes
you,
me
Henry.
into his service.
Celebrate your promotion and Sir Hans's recovery. Well, don't just stand there, lad. Pour us a drink.
Things are now finally looking up, and nothing bad will ever happen again.
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, but I've urgent tidings.
Yeah, shit. Oh god.
What on earth did you get up to last night?
Game's running well, it's fine. Oh god, what happened to him? Why is he made of the Play-Doh? The bald man. Bald. You are bald. Hey kids, wanna see dead body? Also, one of my mates made a video. Go watch it. It's in the description. Do it now.